I kid you not, she came back so grateful, so thankful, and say, guess what? The man is finishing work at 5 and by 6 p.m. he is home with all the traffic in their city. Guys, what are you doing in your bedroom? What are you doing? The man is going to be groaning and moaning. No matter how strong he thinks he is gonna be begging for more, and just do it so slow and deliberate, like you wanna torture him in a nice way. Write the letters of the alphabet. Don't just be doing the up and down thing. Squeeze, release. Squeeze, release. By this time his tongue is hanging out and he's groaning and moaning, and you're like, yeah, I got you. Hey gorgeous, Nokie Evans here, author of Spice It Up. It's time to revive your intimacy and your favorite sexual intimacy coach. How are you doing today? Honestly guys, I have an amazing video for you today. I'm going to be giving you 3 things that you can do in the bedroom during your sexual intimacy moment to drive your man out of his mind. Not only drive him out of his mind, but also get him hooked. And I mean hooked. Okay, so before I get on with this video, I have a favor to ask of you. It turns out a lot of you guys watching my videos are not even subscribed to this channel. Did you know that it's free? Yes, it is absolutely free. Please go ahead and click that subscribe button, and don't forget to ring the notification bell so that YouTube notifies you every single time I upload a video. And I promise you guys, it's worth your while. Now let's get on with this video. So did you know that there are things that you can do, things in your control that you can do to drive your man out of his mind? I mean cray guys, crazy. And not only that, he is gonna be hooked and he'll want more and more of you. You better make sure you are ready to deliver. Now let me also say, if number 1 is not your jam, that's absolutely okay. I will not be mad at you for not being keen on number 1, but you know what, I dare you to try number 1 first, and that is going to really spice up your intimacy. It's something that I've been talking about in the past few videos. But if you and your spouse for whatever reason are not into my number 1 suggestion, that's fine, I won't be mad at you, but you cannot skip on number 2 and number 3. Those are a must, okay? If you are going to succeed in this strategy, yeah, it's strategy guys, there's strategy for everything, not just in business. In your bedroom there's strategy too, and I am here to say, here is the strategy. These 3 things I also talk about in my book, Spice It Up. It's time to revive your intimacy. You might want to pick up a copy because I go in depth. A YouTube video can only be so long, okay? I'm going to leave the details in the description box and in the pinned comment, okay? Now, what are the 3 things that you, my sister, can do to drive your man out of his mind and get him hooked? Before I get on with these 3 items, let me tell you a story, true story. This story serves as proof of concept, okay? So back in the day when Facebook was still very social and these groups were grouping and women's groups were giving each other advice and were building each other, I was in a number of groups. This one group really was talking more about matters of the heart or bedroom issues. I noticed that some of these ladies really were clueless and some of them were young wives. I remember inboxing one of them and I said, hey, I think I can help you with the issue that you have. I was doing this quote-unquote coaching, but I didn't even have an idea that I was actually coaching somebody or giving them ideas. So what I'll do is I'll get the lady to come in my inbox. I'll share with them some of the things that I'm sharing with you in this video and the things that are in my book. I remember telling this one lady, this one young wife who really was bothered about how her husband was behaving, how he never used to come home right after work. He'll finish work at 5, but he wouldn't be home anytime before 9. He'll come home 9 9 p.m. or later, 9-10 p.m. he'll come home. The kids will be in bed and they barely saw their daddy, maybe except on weekends. So I told her what to do. I shared with her what I'm going to share with you in this video. I asked her that once you do this, give it like maybe a couple of days or a week and come back and give me feedback and tell me how this strategy worked. Guys, I kid you not, she came back so grateful, so thankful, and say, guess what, the man is finishing work at 5 and by 6 p.m. he is home with all the traffic in their city, but he will be home by 6 o'clock. Not only that, this guy was so head over heels in love with his wife. He even shared it with his friends. I guess he was too excited. I don't recommend that you do that. You guys who are watching, when your wife drives you crazy like that, don't be sharing with your guy friends in your social groups or wherever you're meeting, because some of these guys are very, very sneaky and you never know what they will do. Okay, so anyhow, long story short, it worked and she was so thankful. Little did I know that 15 years later I'll be a sexual intimacy coach, because these things that I shared, not only with her, with many more other ladies, it just came to me that it's a calling. It's something that I do effortlessly, and I share the knowledge that I was also given by my Titus 2 women who cared so much about me that they trained me in these issues. I was teachable. I took the lessons and ran with it. Okay, I'm here to share those things with you. So number one, if you haven't been watching my recent videos, not the last one talks about female orgasms, but the previous two, it's all about oral sex. If you are not performing oral sex on each other, guys, what are you doing in your bedroom? What are you doing? There is so much that oral sex is going to offer to you and your spouse. There is so much connection. However, remember, I've mentioned in one of my recent videos, if not two, that oral sex is sex. So you need to still have some foreplay, okay, before you get into that oral sex. I think I have a video, maybe it's not even edited yet, or it is up already, the how to perform oral sex like a pro. Yeah, you can watch that video. I'm going to link it up here, and you can perform oral sex. And as you are performing that oral sex, as I teach you in that video, do not forget to make sounds. There's something about making sounds during oral sex. Don't be afraid to make sounds. Express your interest. Be enthusiastic. Make those moans and groans that I talk about in one of my previous videos. Just be excited to be doing what you're doing. And remember, I tell you that you have to be the first one giving it to him, because if you are the first being given, you might just be climaxing and orgasming like nobody's business, that you might not even have energy to do it to your man. So make sure that you're giving it to him first, okay, and then have him perform it to you. Or like I say in my video, you can do the 6-9 position where he's giving it to you and you're giving it to him. Okay, so oral sex will drive him crazy. Lick, suck, and blow. Don't forget the minty breath. Don't forget the mints. Those mints are a game changer. When you are blowing lightly on that head and when you stick in the tip of your tongue in that hole, the man is going to be groaning and moaning. No matter how strong he thinks he is, when you perform that thing so good to him, when you give him good oral, he's gonna be begging for more. And just do it so slow and deliberate, like you wanna torture him in a nice way. Okay, now let's move on to the second thing that you can do, my sister, to drive your man cray out of his mind and have him begging you for more. This is now during intercourse, that is, he's already inside of you. Make some moves. Do not be laying there like a log, like a dead log, and let the man be bumping and grinding on you by himself. Make sure that you make the moves. Write the letters of the alphabet. I think the easiest to write is the U or the C. Don't just be doing the up and down thing. Make some moves. I go into depth about these moves in my book. You definitely want to pick up, spice it up. Yes, you want to make the moves. You want to be writing the letters of the alphabet, and be slow and deliberate, and just do it so much that the man man cannot resist but just lose his head. Now, during that time, we are moving on to number 3. This is the icing on the cake. A lot of you know this. A lot of you already may be performing this to your men, but for the handful of ladies or some novices or someone who's getting married or who recently got married and they have no idea, once he's inside of you and you've been doing the moves for a good length of time, you want to do this during the time that he's climaxing, because if you do it prematurely, he's going to ejaculate sooner than you want. Because remember, it takes you, sis, way longer to come. It takes you longer to orgasm than men. It can take you as long as 15. They say an average woman takes about 18 minutes to reach an orgasm. Some it may take shorter depending on what to do, and that is during intercourse, not oral. With oral, it doesn't take not even 3 minutes before you start calling names, okay? So during intercourse, it takes longer for a woman to climax. So you definitely want to take your time doing those moves, doing the U's, the C, the I, the T, drawing all those circles. Do the circular movements. The circular one, I think, is the easiest. Do the circular movement. If you want to put a pillow underneath you, you put a pillow underneath you. Make sure that you propel yourself, get your butt off the bed and be doing those moves, okay? Your man has to cooperate here. He cannot just be dead weight on top of you. He has to cooperate so that you can be literally hanging in the air, like doing the moves while your butt is off the bed. Like I say, the step-by-step is inside my book, okay? And then what you're going to do, this is number 3. When he climaxes, when he orgasms, just squeeze his manhood with your, you know what, with your kitty. Squeeze it. In other words, perform the Kegels on him while he's ejaculating, okay? This, guys, will make him moan and groan and think that he's going back to where he came from. Just squeeze and release. Squeeze, release. I'm not going to go into detail on how to do the Kegels exercises. You can look them up. There's plenty of videos that show you how to do Kegels. I go in detail in my book. I talk about them. I tell you how to do it. Make sure that using your kitty, using your VJJ, you squeeze tight his manhood. Release. Squeeze, release. Squeeze, release. By this time, his tongue is hanging out and he's groaning and moaning, and you're like, yeah, I got you. This is where you got the power, girl. This is where you got the control. Squeeze, release. Squeeze, release. Squeeze, release. Just when he thinks like you are done, squeeze again, tight, right? It's still inside you. Squeeze, release. Squeeze, release. Okay, these are the 3 ways in which you can drive your man out of his mind and get him hooked to you. He will not want any other woman if you do this right. Very simple, and yes, not only very simple, but very, very easy as well. If you do these 3 things, just as I've told you, step by step, girl, you've just spiced up your intimacy. If you need some one-on-one coaching on how to spice up your intimacy, or if you are preparing to be a new wife, I got your back. You can book a one-on-one session with me. I am going to leave the link to my calendar in the description box below. Make sure that you pick up a copy of Spice It Up. It's time to revive your intimacy. The Amazon link is going to be in the description box below. It's on Amazon all over the world. If you enjoyed this video, or if you've come this far, thank you so much. Remember to share and subscribe. Share this video with your besties in your WhatsApp groups, in your Facebook groups, and remember to click that thumbs up button. That way it's going to let YouTube know that this is the video that the people want to see, that the ladies and the gentlemen want to see. If you enjoyed this video, I know for sure that you're going to enjoy this next one here. Go ahead and watch it. Please leave me a comment below. Let's communicate. Tell me something what was your biggest takeaway in this video? What did you learn? Did you learn something new? Hey, remember the comments have to be kind. If you have nothing to say, just leave me some fire emojis or some heart emojis, okay? And I will definitely remember you when the giveaways start. Otherwise, remember to do small things with great love, and don't forget to keep it spicy from my heart to yours. Adios. God bless you. I love you. I sincerely do. Bye bye.